details of the interior that really stood out to me when I was looking at the car. The first thing I'll talk about is these vents. These are really out there. I know I saw a comment earlier about the dash doesn't quite wrap around like normal, and it's because they kind of have changed the doors to wrap around the vent, which makes it a really interesting detail. You don't normally see that. Normally the vents are really cut off there and flat with the car. Secondly, on the interior, this suede, I'll try to get into the sunlight so you can see it. I wanted to show some comparisons here of what it looks like in regular, like not direct sunlight. I think you'll see some differences. We'll also look at the seats here, get a look at how they look in the sunlight, because I know Mazda talked about the, you caught the finishing that they put on this material to make it have sort of a glimmer to it. And I don't know if the camera will quite be able to pick it up, but we'll try and see what we can get. Next detail is the dash here. So this is a partial LCD display. You can see actually the way that they've got the interior dash here laid out, where there's gauges on the left and on the right, and those are all part of the LCD display. It might even be kind of difficult to see how much of it is digital or not, so let me try to change a few things. This display is not very customizable. It's not like something you'd see like, let's say the Mustang. Ford Mustang has a lot of customization options in here. This car doesn't quite do that. It lets you see a few things, details here and there. You can still have a full classic speedometer if you want. Also, one of the other things that's a little uncommon is the heads-up display. Let's see if we can get that to display here. When you're looking from about my view position here, this is about what it looks like. You can see your gauges pretty clearly. The camera starts up when the car first fires up, and then the heads-up display there in front of this windscreen. I wanted to show a little bit on the backup camera too. So I know one thing I've not seen a lot of videos on is in this reversing display. So we'll bring it up here, and something you should know is like when you put the car in reverse, it will normally display the screen here, and it'll go into that first rear view camera. It's a direct rear view. If you press this button here, it will go into a full 360, and if you turn the wheel, you can see the lines there shifting back and forth to show the markers of how the car is. I have a video that I'll cut in as well to show a different demo, but let's take a look backing out here for a minute and see how this goes. The camera will stay engaged for a brief minute as you pull forward. As long as you keep the speed up below about 5 miles an hour, it'll do that. But once you speed up, you'll lose the camera and everything that's in it. There's something about this leather that I know Mazda was talking about, and it's the hardest thing in the world to capture on a camera. I'm trying to do it during sunlight here, and you can kind of see how this is really boring brown leather until the sunlight hits it, and then it becomes really, really unusual. You can see my camera kind of freak out as I kind of pan past it, and suddenly it's overexposed. And that's kind of that look that they were talking about. So I know they said they use a traditional finishing process on kimonos, right? That was part of what Mazda was talking about in the marketing material. And I think this is the only way I can really show you on a camera, is how much it messes with my camera's exposure rate. I'm gonna try to get it again. But yeah, when you get the sunlight on it, it's really amazing how glittery this stuff looks. Even though in normal photos and in normal pictures, it's gonna look really boring, but if you see it in person, see it in the daytime in the sunlight, and it really shimmers in a way that I was not expecting. Mazda also talked about their kimono finishing techniques that they were using on this Alcantara, and I don't know if this is the best way to capture it, but I'm trying to get it in direct sunlight, trying to show you how the details look. When you look at it kind of up close and from far away, you can kind of see that It definitely looks brighter than what you would have gotten before, but it doesn't have the same kind of sheen to it as it did on the seats. On the seats it's definitely noticeable, but on the Alcantara I don't see it quite as much. There are certain spots where you'll kind of get a glimmer of it, but for the most part it looks like a really nice Alcantara. One thing I'll mention is the heated steering wheel only covers the bolster sides. Right side here between the stitching, left side here between the stitching, same deal. On the door in the upper part here, this piece of the door on the upper part of the stitching is pretty soft, but the pieces when you get in here, not so soft. This is hard plastic. It looks soft, but it's not. On the other hand, on your knee pads here, this is very soft, and that's very appreciated. Hey everyone, I hope you found these interior details interesting. I'm looking forward to the media day that's going on tomorrow. Hopefully some of the professionals will get a chance to really take this car apart and give us some good feedback on what they're doing. Thanks a lot for watching. If you have any questions or like to talk about any of the details I showed today, please post in the comments below.